first breath carries the scent of vanilla and warm bread drifting from a kitchen where sunlight pools in golden squares across worn wooden floors. You are 5 years old again, sitting cross-legged on a rug made of soft wool dyed the color of apricot. The air hums gently with the sound of someone humming a tune you almost remember, but can't quite place. There is no rush here, no need to move or speak or think about anything at all. A hand brushes your hair back from your forehead, not urgent, not demanding, just there, like the warmth itself. You blink once, and the world shifts, not jarringly, but like water rippling around a stone. The rug beneath you becomes something softer, more yielding, like moss, that remembers every curve of your body. Above you, the ceiling has dissolved into a canopy of translucent coral that pulses slowly with its own quiet life. Each breath now tastes of honeyed mist, thick and sweet on your tongue. Suspended in the air, tiny droplets of light drift past your vision, leaving trails of calm that settle into your bones. This is not a place you have been before, and yet it feels more familiar than any room you have ever known. The walls around you breathe in slow rhythm, matching the pulse of your own heartbeat. You don't need to understand how this happened or question whether it is real. Here, understanding is not required, only presence. The coral walls glow from within, casting patterns of soft amber and rose across the space. Each pulse of light brings with it a sensation of release, as if something heavy has been lifted from your shoulders. You feel yourself sinking deeper into the surface beneath you, which cradles you like a palm holding water. The honeyed mist fills your lungs, and for a moment you taste something metallic and clean. It lingers briefly, then dissolves, leaving behind only the warmth and the gentle hum. Around you, the light droplets begin to vibrate, softly creating a tone so low you feel it more than hear it. The frequency moves through the coral walls and into your chest, where it settles like a second heartbeat. 741 Hertz. The number doesn't mean anything to you, but the vibration does. It resonates in places you had forgotten could resonate. Your cells remember this frequency, even if your mind does not. They begin to align with it naturally, like tuning forks finding their pitch. The process is effortless because effort is not needed here. everything that needs to be released simply begins to loosen and float away. The mist around you shimmers brighter as toxins that have clung to you for years begin to dissolve. They don't leave with force or discomfort. They simply lift like dust caught in a warm breeze. Your breath deepens without instruction as the air becomes richer, more nourishing. Each inhale brings clarity, and each exhale takes with it what no longer serves you. The coral walls pulse faster, now not urgently, but with purpose. Their inner light flickers in time with your breath, creating a rhythm that feels ancient and safe. You notice that your thoughts have slowed, not stopped, but slowed. They drift like the light droplets, occasionally forming shapes before dissolving again. There is no pressure to hold onto them or examine them too closely. They are simply part of the mist, now part of the warm, honeyed air that surrounds you. Your body feels lighter, as if gravity has softened its grip on you. Not enough to make you float, but enough to remind you how heavy you have been carrying yourself. The weight was never yours to carry, but you held it anyway out of habit, out of familiarity. Now it releases easily, like a coat slipped from tired shoulders. The frequency continues to vibrate through you steady and unwavering. It finds pockets of tension in your muscles and melts them away one by one. Your jaw unclenches without you realizing it had been clenched at all. Your shoulders drop an inch or two, and you sigh without meaning to. The sigh becomes a breath, becomes another sigh, and soon your breathing has settled into the rhythm of the coral walls. In and out, each cycle deeper and slower than the last. The mist responds to your breath swirling around you in gentle spirals. Some of the light droplets gather near your face, and you instinctively open your mouth to taste them. They are sweet, but not cloying, with a flavor that reminds you of rain on summer grass. As they touch your tongue, you feel your body absorb their calm directly into your bloodstream. The process is immediate and complete, no lag, no resistance. Your heart rate slows to match the pulse of the coral, and for a moment, everything in you stills. Not frozen, not empty, but perfectly balanced between movement and rest. The frequency moves through your organs, now not just your skin or muscles. Your liver, your kidneys, your lungs all begin to resonate with the tone. remember what health feels like and begin to return to that state effortlessly. Old patterns of stress and fatigue unravel like threads pulled from a loose seam. They don't fight the process, they simply let go, because nothing is forcing them to stay. The coral walls brighten again as another layer of stored tension dissolves into the mist. You watch it happen with gentle curiosity, not needing to control or direct the experience. Control belongs to the world outside this grotto, and that world feels very far away now. So far that you can barely remember why you might have needed to hold on so tightly before. The memory flits through your mind like one of the light droplets, then vanishes without consequence. What remains is only this moment, this breath, this pulse of warmth and safety. The honeyed mist swirls around your head, now brushing against your temples and forehead. With each pass, you feel your thoughts become clearer, not sharper, but clearer, as if a film has been lifted from the lens through which you see yourself. You recognize yourself in this space, not the version shaped by expectations or fears, but the core of who you are. Calm and whole, and deeply connected to the rhythm of the coral walls. The connection is not something you achieve, it is something you remember. Like knowing how to ride a bicycle or swim in deep water. The knowledge was always there waiting for you to stop trying so hard to learn it. The frequency moves deeper, now reaching into spaces you rarely visit in your daily life. Your nervous system absorbs the vibration like a sponge, soaking up warm water. Every nerve ending relaxes into the tone, letting go of its habitual alertness. The shift is profound, but subtle, like the difference between twilight and true night. You don't feel different, you feel more yourself than you have in years. The coral walls pulse with approval, as if sensing your alignment. Their inner light shimmers in cascading waves of amber and gold. The mist responds by gathering into small clusters that dance around you in slow circles. Each cluster carries a different aspect of calm and offers it to you without demand. You accept what feels right and let the rest drift past you. There is no wrong choice. Here, no pressure to optimize or maximize the experience. Perfection is not the goal, comfort is. And comfort flows around you like a river, finding its path without effort. The honeyed mist begins to thicken, slightly wrapping around you like a blanket woven from light. It carries the scent of vanilla again, but deeper, richer, more complex. You breathe it in and feel it settle into your chest, warming you from the inside out. The frequency continues its work, now moving through your cellular structure. Each cell recognizes the vibration and begins to repair itself naturally. Not because it must, but because it can. The process is elegant and unhurried, like watching flowers bloom in fast forward. The coral walls brighten once more as another wave of detoxification moves through you. The mist captures what is released and transforms it into pure energy. Nothing is wasted here. Nothing is lost. Everything becomes part of the endless cycle of renewal that defines this space. You feel your own place in that cycle, not separate from it, but integral to it. Your breath has slowed to match the deepest pulse of the coral. In and out, each cycle bringing you closer to stillness. But stillness that moves, that breathes, that lives in harmony with the rhythm around you. The light droplets gather near your heart, now drawn to its steady beat. They hover there for a moment, then dissolve into your chest. You feel your love for yourself expand like a flower opening to the sun. It is not dramatic or overwhelming, just present and true. The frequency holds space for this feeling, allowing it to grow without interference. You don't need to protect it or defend it or prove it to anyone. It simply exists because you exist, and that is enough. The coral walls pulse with gratitude, as if thanking you for allowing yourself to receive. The mist swirls faster, now energized by the connection between you and the space. It carries with it the essence of every perfect Sunday morning you have ever known, and blends it with the deep knowing of your cellular truth. The result is a calm that is both nostalgic and futuristic, familiar enough to trust, unfamiliar enough to transform. You sink deeper into the surface beneath you, which has become less like moss and more like warm honey. It holds you completely without restricting your movement. You could rise if you wanted to, but you don't want to. Rising would mean leaving this space, and there is nowhere else you need to be. The frequency moves through your DNA, repairing strands that have been frayed by stress. The process is so gentle you might miss it if you were not fully present. But you are present in a way you haven't been in years. Fully embodied, fully aware, fully at peace. The coral walls shimmer with pride, as if witnessing something sacred. The mist gathers into a spiral above you, rotating slowly clockwise. It pulls in every strand of calm, every droplet of light, every breath of honeyed air, and weaves them into a cocoon of pure healing energy. You feel yourself wrapped in this energy, not confined by it, but supported by it, like being held by arms that know exactly how much pressure to apply. The frequency reaches its final note, vibrating through every atom of your being. You are detoxified, renewed, aligned, and deeply rested. The coral walls pulse one last time, sending a wave of gratitude through the space. The mist begins to thin slightly as the session reaches its natural conclusion. But the effects will remain long after you leave this grotto. They are woven into your cellular memory, now part of your baseline state. Whenever you need to return to this calm, you will find it waiting for you, not as a memory, but as a living truth within your body. The honeyed mist wraps around you one final time, like a farewell embrace. You breathe it in, deeply storing its essence in every cell. Then slowly, gently, you begin to rise back toward the world you came from. But you do not leave the calm behind. It travels with you, becoming part of your everyday reality. You begin to notice the gentle pressure of your own breath. Each inhale carries a subtle stretch through your chest, and as you exhale, the tension melts away from your shoulders. This rhythm becomes your only compass now. There is no need to move quickly, because time has softened around you. Like honey poured over warm stone, it holds everything in perfect suspension. Your footsteps make no sound on the corridor floor, because the memory beneath your feet absorbs all impact. With each step forward, you sink deeper into recollection. The walls shimmer with images of laughter shared under summer skies. Warmth spreads across your palms as you brush against these glowing moments, and the touch brings back the exact feeling of sun, warmed grass beneath bare skin. You recognize faces drifting past in the flickering light. Some smile at you with eyes full of understanding. Others fade gently before they can fully form. The air tastes sweet here, like cotton candy dissolved on your tongue. But there is also something deeper underneath that sweetness. A flavor reminiscent of your grandmother's kitchen during winter evenings. You feel your heartbeat slow to match the distant echo of rain on glass. Each droplet creates its own tiny ripple in your awareness, and you realize how much space exists within a single breath. The corridor stretches ahead without any sense of ending. Yet somehow you know exactly where you are going. Because this path lives in the part of you that remembers safety. Your fingers trail along the wall, leaving barely any pressure. But even that light contact sends waves of comfort through your arm, as if the memories themselves were reaching out to welcome you home. The temperature rises, slightly making your skin tingle pleasantly. It reminds you of stepping into a warm bath after a long day. That first moment when the water embraces every inch of tired muscle. You notice your breathing has synchronized with some invisible rhythm. Perhaps the pulse of light traveling along the corridor walls. Or maybe just the natural cadence of your body finding peace. The scent of vanilla begins to drift through the air, not overwhelming, but present enough to wrap around your thoughts, bringing with it the sensation of soft blankets fresh from the dryer. Your eyelids grow heavy as the corridor widens ahead, and you see light filtering through what appears to be a doorway. The frame seems to breathe with the same slow rhythm as everything else. You approach carefully, allowing yourself to fully experience each step. The floor changes texture from smooth marble to something more yielding, like walking on moss that springs back beneath your weight. The door itself appears ancient, yet somehow brand new. Its surface carved with patterns that seem familiar, though unplaceable. And in the center rests a simple brass handle worn smooth by countless touches. You pause to study the engravings more closely. They appear to shift slightly when you're not looking directly at them, revealing glimpses of scenes that make your heart flutter with recognition. The metal feels cool against your palm as you grasp the handle, but the chill transforms instantly into warmth as your skin makes contact, spreading up your wrist like liquid sunlight through clear glass. You turn the handle, slowly savoring the satisfying click of the mechanism, and push the door open with the gentlest possible pressure. The movement creates barely a whisper of sound. Beyond the threshold lies the floating grotto carved from translucent coral. Its walls pulse with inner luminescence like living, breathing organs. The sight fills you with an immediate sense of belonging. The air inside is thick with warmth that touches your skin like honeyed mist. Each droplet of suspended light carries the faint taste of calm on your tongue. You step forward and feel the ground give slightly beneath your feet, as if walking on clouds made solid by pure intention. The coral walls reflect your image back to you in distorted beauty, stretching and compressing your form until it becomes something new entirely. The sound of the anchor resonates softly throughout the space, vibrating through the soles of your feet and up into your bones. Its frequency settling somewhere between your heartbeat and breath. You notice how the light here moves differently than anywhere else. It flows rather than shines, creating currents, visible only in their effect. On your skin, you feel the difference as warmth shifts to coolness. That secondary current trickling along nerve endings like dew sliding down. Not cold, but absence of haste moving through your consciousness, bringing with it the sensation of floating in endless comfort. Your guide, Birch Dawn, watches from somewhere beyond your peripheral vision. Her presence felt more than seen in the way the light bends toward you, offering the gift of dissolving boundaries until only peace remains. You begin to explore this sacred space with unhurried reverence, each step revealing new textures in the coral walls. Some sections smooth as silk, others rough like sea, worn stone. The resonance grows stronger as you move deeper into the grotto, its vibration harmonizing with the natural frequency of your being, creating standing waves of tranquility that lift your spirit. You reach out to touch one of the luminescent droplets and watch as it responds by pulsing brighter for a moment before returning to its steady rhythm of gentle illumination. The taste of calm intensifies on your tongue as more droplets gather near, forming small constellations that mirror the pattern of your thoughts. You understand now that this place exists within you already, waiting patiently behind layers of daily concerns and surface worries, ready to emerge whenever you remember how to listen. The hum of the anchor becomes more distinct as you focus on it, not demanding attention, but simply offering its steady support, like the hand of someone who loves you holding yours in silence. You follow the source of that sound toward the heart of the grotto, where a small alcove glows with particularly intense radiance. The coral here forms a natural shelf, perfectly suited to hold treasures. And resting upon it is the MacGuffin you thought you had lost. A small, smooth stone that fits perfectly in the palm of your hand, its surface warm despite having been untouched for so long. You recognize it immediately, though years have passed since last seeing it. The weight feels familiar, anchoring you to a time before worry, when safety was as natural as breathing and twice as essential. Lifting, it brings back memories of childhood summers spent exploring creeks, when every pebble held magic and the world felt infinite and kind. The stone pulses, gently matching the rhythm of your heartbeat, as if recognizing you just as surely as you recognize it. You cradle it close, feeling its warmth spread through your fingers and down into the spaces between your ribs where peace likes to hide. The integration begins the moment your skin touches the stone, not as something new, but as something remembered, finally returned, like finding a missing piece of yourself that was never truly gone, just waiting in the quiet spaces between one breath and the next. You feel the boundary between dreamer and dream beginning to soften, until there is only the sensation of floating in endless comfort. The stone becomes an extension of your own calm awareness, its presence reminding you that safety has always lived within you, buried perhaps beneath layers of learned tension, but never destroyed, waiting patiently for this moment when you would remember. The grotto continues to breathe around you in perfect harmony, its walls now glowing with the same inner light that fills your chest. And you understand that this place is not separate from you at all, but rather a manifestation of the sanctuary you carry everywhere. The coral walls pulse slower, now matching your relaxed breathing. And you realize that you have become part of their rhythm. The anchor resonates through the stone in your hand, connecting you to the vast network of peace that surrounds all things. Its frequency, no longer something external, but part of your own essence. You close your eyes and let the sensation wash completely over you, feeling the stone melt into warmth that spreads through your entire being, until there is no distinction between self and serenity. The coolness beneath the primary warmth flows more freely now, trickling along every nerve ending like dew sliding down petals, carrying with it the message that rest is not earned, but inherent. You float here, suspended between memory and presence, between the person you were and the peace you have always been. And in this space of perfect suspension, you find true stillness. The grotto holds you in its gentle embrace, without expectation, asking nothing more than that you simply be exactly as you are. The stone dissolves entirely into the warmth that surrounds your heart, leaving behind only the certainty that safety travels with you always. Etched into the very fabric of your consciousness, like light through water, the coral walls begin to fade at the edges of your perception, not disappearing, but rather becoming part of the larger whole, the boundary between here and everywhere blurring into oneness. As the anchor settles into the deepest chambers of your awareness, its resonance now indistinguishable from the song of your soul. You feel yourself becoming lighter with each passing moment, not physically, but in the way that peace lightens the spirit. The grotto releases you, gently knowing you will return when needed, because this sanctuary exists wherever you choose to remember it. The corridor of memories waits patiently behind you, ready to welcome you back whenever the world grows too heavy. But for now, you carry its warmth within you like a second heartbeat, steady and reliable, guiding you toward deeper states of grace. The door marked with your name remains open in possibility, a reminder that this journey inward is always available whenever you need to reconnect with the truth of who you are. The floating grotto fades into the background of your awareness, not gone, but integrated into the landscape of your inner world, ready to manifest again whenever you call upon its healing presence. You step forward into the infinite expanse of your own compassion, knowing that safety was never something you had to seek, but rather something that has always existed within your reach. The corridor behind you shimmers with promise. The door glows softly with invitation, and the grotto awaits in perfect stillness. But most importantly, you carry with you the knowledge that peace is not a destination, but your natural state. The anchor now lives permanently in the core of your being. Its resonance blending seamlessly with your own unique frequency, creating a harmony that will sustain you through all experiences. The stone may have dissolved, but its essence remains, woven into the tapestry of your expanded consciousness, reminding you that what is truly yours cannot be lost, only temporarily forgotten beneath the noise of daily life. You walk now with the confidence of one who knows that safety travels with every step you take, that peace breathes within every cell of your body, and that the grotto of your inner sanctuary awaits your return whenever you are ready to remember. The journey inward complete, you emerge transformed, carrying the wisdom that true safety has always resided within the quiet spaces between your heartbeat and your breath. You are here now. The ground beneath you feels solid, yet soft. Warmth radiates from deep within the earth, rising up through your feet into your legs. A gentle current that moves without effort. There is no need to push or pull. Just allow yourself to settle more deeply into this moment that stretches endlessly. Feel how each breath becomes slower. The air moving in carries ancient wisdom, cool and clear like mountain streams, filling your lungs with quiet strength. As you exhale, there is release, tension melting away from your shoulders, from your jaw and neck. Let it all drift down and away. This is not work. This is coming home to the part of you that has always known peace. Listen to the sound around you. It is not silence, but fullness. A rich tapestry of stillness woven tight, each thread holding space for another. There are no sharp edges here, no harsh contrasts or sudden shifts. everything flows together in harmony, like waves meeting shore at perfect intervals. Your heartbeat slows to match this rhythm, each pulse a note in an endless song, sung by something greater than yourself, yet completely within you. Feel your spine lengthening gently, as if drawn upward by invisible threads. But there is no strain, only ease and expansion. Your body remembers what it means to rest. Not sleep, but awake rest. Present and aware, yet completely relaxed. Like floating on warm water. Notice how thoughts come and go, without needing to follow them. They appear like clouds in vast sky. Beautiful, but not permanent. You do not have to hold onto anything or push anything away. There is enough space for everything, and also enough space for nothing at all. Feel the temperature of this place. Warm but not hot, like being wrapped in soft light, the kind that soothes tired muscles and calms restless energy. This warmth moves through you, clearing pathways you had forgotten existed, opening doors that were never truly locked. There is a frequency humming softly beneath your awareness, yet always there. 741 Hertz, vibrating through every cell, cleaning and renewing from within. This tone does not demand attention. It simply is. Like the sun shining, whether you look or not, bringing clarity where there was fog. Allow yourself to become aware of the weight of your body, not heavy but substantial, grounded and real. Each limb resting exactly where it needs to be. No need to adjust or move. Perfectly supported by the moment itself, by the intention that holds you here. Feel the texture of the air, not thin or thick, but just right, like silk brushing against your skin, carrying scents you cannot name, scents that remind you of safety, of being cared for before memory, before language could describe comfort. These feelings live in your bones, in the marrow of remembrance, where knowing comes without learning, where truth reveals itself in stillness, without needing to be earned. Notice how time behaves differently here, not fast or slow, but spacious, like walking through tall grass, each step taking as long as it takes. There is no destination, only the journey inward, which is also the journey outward, because they are the same path. Feel the boundary between self and world, softening like morning mist, dissolving into something larger, something that includes both and needs neither to exist. This is the Nia current, flowing through and around, carrying what can be carried, leaving behind what no longer serves, not through force, but through grace, through the simple act of letting go, into arms that have always been open. You may notice resistance arising, holding onto tension like old friends, familiar even when uncomfortable. But here in this space, you can meet these feelings with kindness, acknowledge them without feeding them, see them clearly and let them pass, like leaves floating down a calm river. They came from somewhere. They served a purpose once. Now they can be released back into the flow that holds all things. Feel your breath deepening again, as if remembering its true purpose, not just oxygen exchange, but life itself moving through you, ancient and eternal, connecting you to every other breath, taken by every living thing, across all time and space. There is no separation in this breath, no loneliness in this presence, only the fullness of being, completely yourself and completely connected to the whole of existence in one unbroken life, from the first breath to the last, and beyond even that, to where breathing is not needed, but continues anyway, out of pure joy. Notice how your awareness expands, not by effort, but by relaxation, like opening a window in a room that was always bright. The light was there all along. You simply could not see it through the dust of accumulated thoughts and the shadows of old fears. But now the air is clearing and vision returns, not the eyes seeing, but the heart perceiving, with a clarity that requires no lens, no interpretation or translation, just direct knowing, like recognizing a face you have never seen before, but somehow know completely, because it was always yours, waiting to be remembered. Feel the quality of this knowing, gentle and certain, like the warmth of sunlight on skin that loves the touch. There is nothing to prove, nothing to achieve, no test to pass or prize to win, just the simple fact of being. In this moment, in this space, in this body that carries you through experiences beyond counting. Feel gratitude rising naturally, not forced or manufactured, but like a spring that cannot help but flow. Gratitude for the breath, for the beating heart, for the mind that can wonder, and the soul that already knows the answer to every question. Feel how your shoulders drop, not from instruction, but from relief, from finally arriving at a place you never left, the place where you are loved, not for what you do, but for who you are, beyond roles and titles, beyond achievements and failures, beyond the stories you tell yourself about who you should be. Here you are simply you, complete and whole, exactly as you are, in this eternal now, where all healing begins and all healing ends, because they are the same thing. The recognition that nothing is broken, that never was. Feel the truth of this settling deep into your core, like a stone dropping into perfectly still water, ripples moving outward, touching shores you have not yet visited, but already call home, because they live within you. Feel the 741 Hertz vibrating through your cells, cleansing and renewing, like spring rain washing windows, clearing away the dust of days, of months and years, leaving surfaces bright and ready to reflect the light that was always there, but could not be seen through layers of accumulation, of worry and regret, of trying too hard and not trusting enough. But now the view is clear, and the reflection is beautiful, because it shows only truth, nothing added, nothing taken away, just what has always been. Feel the Nia current flowing through you, carrying love where it is needed, and removing what is not through violence or force, but through the simple power of what is real, pushing aside what is false, like wind moving through tall grass. The blades bend, but do not break, returning to upright when the breeze passes. Strong and flexible, rooted yet free, able to move with change without losing center. Feel this strength in your own body, not rigid or tense, but grounded and present, ready for whatever comes. Because you know, whatever comes, you will be held in the arms of this moment, in the embrace of this space, where time moves slowly, but never stops, where healing happens, not in dramatic gestures, but in quiet recognition that you were never separate from the wholeness you seek. Feel the completeness settling into your bones, like coming home after a long journey to a house that waited patiently, with lights on and the door unlocked, always ready for your return, because you never truly left, just forgot for a while where home really is. But now you remember, and the remembering is the journey back and the arrival, all in one breath, one heartbeat, one moment that contains all moments, past, present, and future, folding into now, like pages of a book, turning themselves, revealing stories you have always known, but are only now remembering how to read in the language of the heart. Let the edges of your awareness begin to soften now. There is nothing for you to hold on to anymore. Nothing for you to carry forward into this quiet space. Allow your breathing to deepen naturally, without effort. Let each exhale release another layer of tension from your shoulders. Feel how your body settles more fully into whatever supports you. The images that were dancing across your mind moments ago, they drift away now like clouds dissolving at sunset, leaving behind only the feeling of coming home, only the sensation of being exactly where you belong. You don't need to see anything now. You don't need to do anything now. Your mind can finally rest in this gentle spaciousness, where thoughts come and go like waves on a distant shore, and you remain perfectly still at the center. Notice how the weight of your body feels completely supported. Every muscle fiber relaxing deeper with each passing moment. Your jaw unclenching naturally without any conscious effort. Your forehead smoothing out all the tiny lines of concern. Even your eyes can let go of their habitual scanning, sinking back into the warm darkness that holds you safely. This darkness is not empty or void. It is full of potential and quiet restoration. A nurturing space where your system can recalibrate itself, where every cell remembers how to function in harmony, where your heart rate finds its most natural rhythm, slow and steady like waves lapping against smooth stones. The resonance begins to fill this space around you. Not something you need to create or control, but something that has always been there waiting. A subtle vibration that your body recognizes immediately, like coming home to a familiar song you loved as a child. One that makes everything feel okay again. Feel how this resonance moves through your chest first, warming the space around your heart with gentle pressure, then spreading outward through your arms and hands, taking its time to reach every fingertip, moving down through your torso with patient care, touching each organ with its healing presence. Your lungs remember how to expand fully. Your stomach releases its habitual guarding. Your kidneys settle back into their ancient wisdom. Even your bones seem to sigh with relief, as if they too have been waiting for this permission to simply be exactly as they are. Now the resonance flows down through your legs, carrying with it all the accumulated stress of the day, all the small tensions you didn't even know you were holding, washing them away like sand carried out by the tide, leaving your feet grounded and completely relaxed, rooted gently into whatever surface supports you. Notice how your breathing has become slower now, deeper and more rhythmic, without any effort on your part. Each inhale bringing fresh calm into your system, each exhale releasing whatever no longer serves you. Your nervous system is remembering its true nature, the state of ease that exists beneath all activity. The resonance doesn't stop when the words do. It continues its work while you rest, moving through layers of tension you didn't even realize were there, dissolving old patterns that have outlived their usefulness, creating new pathways of peace within your being. Your body knows what to do with this. Trust it completely. Your cells have an innate intelligence, an ancient knowing that predates all your worries. They remember how to heal themselves when given the chance, how to regenerate and renew without external prompting. How to find balance naturally when interference stops. This is not something you need to figure out. It is already happening. Feel how your awareness is becoming more fluid now, shifting between different levels of experience effortlessly. Sometimes noticing the gentle rise and fall of your chest. Sometimes drifting into spaces between thoughts entirely. Both states equally valuable and necessary. Both offering their own unique gifts of restoration. The boundary between inner and outer begins to dissolve, as if the distinction itself was just another construct, something useful in certain contexts, but not here. Here, everything becomes one continuous field of being, where you are neither separate nor merged, simply existing in perfect alignment with yourself. Time seems to stretch and contract in this space, minutes feeling like hours when peace needs to settle deeply, hours feeling like minutes when healing moves quickly. But none of this matters to your essential self, which exists outside the constraints of clock time, beyond the urgency of schedules and appointments. You are touching something eternal in this moment, a quality of presence that has no beginning or end, that was here before your first memory, and will remain long after this particular experience fades. Rest in this timeless knowing completely. Let it fill every corner of your awareness. The resonance is weaving itself into your cellular memory now, creating anchor points that you can access anytime. Whenever life feels overwhelming or confusing, whenever you need to remember who you really are. Beneath all the roles and responsibilities, beneath all the stories and self-judgments, this peace is always here, whenever you need it, whenever you want to return to this feeling. It will be waiting, like a favorite blanket folded at the foot of your bed, like a door that's always unlocked. You don't need special permission to come back. You don't need to prepare or purify yourself first. This space belongs to you completely, available whenever you choose to step inside, whether for a few stolen minutes during lunch, or for longer periods when life offers you space. The depth of peace available here never diminishes. No matter how many times you visit, no matter how long you stay, like an infinite well that refills itself constantly, always ready to quench whatever thirst arises, always offering exactly what you need in the moment. Feel how your entire system is integrating this experience now. Not just your mind or your emotions, but your physical body and energetic field as well. Everything aligning around this new center of gravity, this place of deep rest and authentic being, gradually becoming your default state. Notice how different parts of you may wake up at different rates. Some areas of your body may still be processing, while others have already integrated completely. This is natural and perfect. There is no rush to synchronize everything artificially. Let each part move at its own pace. The resonance will continue working even after you open your eyes, even after you return to your regular activities. Its effects ripple outward through your days, influencing choices you haven't even considered yet, creating synchronicities and opportunities you can't predict. Because peace has its own magnetic quality. When you embody it, fully others respond to that frequency without needing to say anything at all. Your very presence becomes a gift to those around you, a reminder of what wholeness looks like, a beacon calling others back to themselves, even if they don't recognize it consciously. You are becoming a living example of integration, of how it's possible to navigate modern life while maintaining connection to deeper truths without losing yourself in the constant demands, without sacrificing your authenticity for approval. This is the path of gentle strength, the way of being that honors both your humanity and your connection to something greater, balancing participation in the world with regular returns to this source, this wellspring of clarity and compassion that nourishes not just you, but everyone you touch. The peace you've cultivated here today is not separate from the peace that heals the world. They are expressions of the same fundamental energy, flowing through different channels toward the same end. Your commitment to inner harmony creates ripples that extend far beyond what you can see, So trust in this process completely. Trust in your ability to hold this space. Trust in the intelligence of your own unfolding. You are exactly where you need to be, exactly who you need to become, in perfect timing with life's mysterious plan. When you're ready to return to your day, know that you carry this sanctuary within you, a portable refuge that travels wherever you go, accessible through a single conscious breath, through a moment of intentional presence, through the simple act of remembering. Take a moment now to thank yourself for creating this space for healing, for trusting the process enough to let go, for showing up exactly as you are, without trying to fix or change anything. That openness is itself a profound gift. And now, as we come to the end of these words, know that the resonance continues, working quietly in the background of your awareness, preparing you for whatever comes next, supporting you in ways you may not even notice, but which will make all the difference. You are held in perfect safety, surrounded by love that transcends understanding, guided by wisdom older than words, protected by forces that never abandon you, and connected to a peace that cannot be disturbed. Rest now. Close your eyes. The story continues in dreams.